The Sacramento Kings have been surprising everyone this season, and honestly, they have a chance of getting to the NBA Finals. Now, will it be easy? Of course not. But it's not out of the realm of possibility. And the number one reason they have that chance is because of De'Aaron Fox. Fox has established himself as one of the best point guards in the NBA this season, averaging 25 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists, while shooting 51% from the field, 78% from the free throw line, and 32% from the free throw line. And when it comes to point guards, while many have him ranked as maybe the 8th or 9th best at his position, it's hard to say that the clutchest player in the NBA isn't a top 5 point guard. We still have Steph, Dame, and Ja Morant over him, and maybe even James Harden. But Fox has just had that type of year. The key to his success is his mid-range scoring ability. He's shooting 47% on a few attempts from the mid-range, and he's shooting 52% in the non-restricted area, which is 6th in the NBA. It's become clear that he is virtually unstoppable once he gets into the lane, and his speed really benefits him in the mid-range, because as a defender, there's just no way you can play up on him, because obviously he'll just blow by you. So basically, you have to just hope that he misses the shot, and when you look at his stats, he doesn't do that very often. And the thing is, even if you do contest the shot, it won't matter much because he already has a naturally high arc on his mid-range shots that are hard to contest to begin with. The 25-year-old is quickly emerging with some of the best mid-range scorers in the NBA like DeMar DeRozan, KD, and Devin Booker. He has that type of touch and efficiency, and his sweet spot is just right inside of the free throw line, and that's why he's 9th in the NBA in shots within 10 to 14 feet. And he usually shoots these shots leaning away from the basket, but the arc and great touch makes it an easy and high percentage shot for him. He loves creating space in the mid-range with his quick step back, and this is a really effective way to get off a quality shot due to the arc on his shot. He's also top 10 in drives per game, so he gets to the rim at a high volume, and of course his elite efficiency to go along with it is just incredible. He has great body control and core strength, which helps him take and absorb contact through bigger and stronger players. It's important to note, he only weighs around 185 pounds, so that's what really makes it even more impressive. And the reason he's able to get into the lane so easily is due to his almost unnatural speed and supreme quickness along with his shifty handles. Once he's got a step on you, it's basically game over. And he's got some bounce, so if you're late on a rotation, he has that ability to put you inside the rim. But one of his favorite finishing moves is the Euro step, and he without a doubt has one of the best Euro steps in the entire NBA. It's extremely quick and fluid, and it's very hard to stay in front of him once he does it. He can also do it in any setting, half court and full court in transition. And speaking of transitions, he's actually 5th in the NBA in points per game in transition. And this, again, has a lot to do with his speed, of course. Last season, he was 11th in transition, so he's made a lot of progress in this area, and it shows in his points per game averages. And when it comes to his ability to create for an offense, he does that at a high rate too. He's a pretty solid floor general, and he's already had 2 seasons averaging over 7 assists per game. He really can run the entire court with ease, and that's really a more underrated part of his game. And we're not saying he belongs in the same category as a Tyrese Halliburton or James Harden when it comes to passing the rock, but he definitely has similar qualities, and the calmness and controlled pace that he plays at makes it much easier to find open teammates. And also remember, the Kings are 8th in three-point percentage, so that definitely helps as well. And it's really important having players like Fox who can collapse defenses with his speed. Having shooters around him evaluates the entire offense and puts a ton of pressure on defenses. Keegan Murray, who's the starting forward, is shooting 40% from 3, and so is Kevin Huerter, who's shooting 40% on 6 attempts. And the rest of the roster is filled with players shooting solid from deep as well. So De'Aaron honestly has the perfect team around him, and that's one of the biggest keys to not only his success, but the team in general. They are already one of the best passing teams in the league, ranked 3rd, so offensively, he has everything figured out. On defense, he's far from the best, but in these playoffs, he has been drastically improving his defense. He's more engaged when defending on ball, and he's been good off the ball as well, chasing and disrupting shooters like Steph along the perimeter. But Fox by himself isn't enough to lead the Kings to the promised land, because his backcourt buddy Malik Monk has definitely carried his weight this season. Monk is averaging 13 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists while shooting 44% from the field, 88% from the free throw line, and 36% from 3. He's a really good third option and provides quality 3-level scoring. He isn't elite at any one thing on offense, but when he gets into the zone, he can become one of the best microwave scorers in the game, similar to Jordan Clarkson from the Utah Jazz. They both are extremely talented 3-level scorers who look like all-stars every now and then. Monk plays great off of Fox. He can either have some ball handling responsibility, or he can play more of a spot-up shooter and cutter role, which he probably learned from his time playing alongside LeBron James last season. But if the Kings do want a chance to get within arm's reach of a championship, championship, Monk needs to contribute to have some big scoring performances, because he's the only player on the roster who's even remotely close to Fox's shot creating ability. And with Fox getting double teams, Monk will need to take over in some stretches, which, to be fair, we have seen him do so far in this series. Fox and Monk are overall an exciting backcourt to watch, but they're getting absolutely nowhere without their tough and rugged big man, Domantas Sabonis. And as long as he doesn't end up on the end of another player's foot again, we think he'll be a large contributor. On offense, he plays more of a Draymond role, and yes, we understand that is ironic. But seriously, he sets up everything and gets his teammates the best shots possible. Whether that's three-point shots or hitting cutters in stride, that's what he does offensively. Maybe that's why Draymond was so upset with him. Kind of stealing his game. But unlike Draymond, Sabonis is a really good scorer as well, especially in the post. He didn't average nearly 20 points per game this season for no reason. He's a smooth and extremely skilled inside scorer who's actually 5th in shots in the paint. So he's been absolutely dominant and efficient down there. And he makes them a complete offense. Everything runs through him. And he's been exceeding a lot of expectations this season. And let's not forget, he's arguably the best rebounder in the NBA, averaging 12 per game, which is second behind Anthony Davis. He really is the total package on both ends of the floor. However, he isn't an elite rim protector, nor is he an elite one-on-one defender. But he gets the job done by playing smart and physical. But someone else who more than gets the job done on the defensive end is Davion Mitchell. He has already let his presence be known on the defensive end, and the Kings will need his D more than ever. Because if they want to get to the finals, they have to be great on the defensive end all playoffs long. Not solid, not good, but great. Every team that's won a ring in the past had a great defense. The 2022 Warriors were amazing defensively. The 21 Bucks had Drew, Giannis, and Lopez. The bubble Lakers had AD, Caruso, KCP, among others. In 2019, the Raptors had Kawhi, Pascal, Van Vliet, and OG, and the list goes on. So he needs to continue to play defense at an extremely high level and slow down the opposing team's best guards. On the offensive end, he really isn't polished, but he really isn't needed to drop 20-plus points every single night. But playing elite defense is a must for him if the Kings want any chance of getting a ring. Another player on the roster who is needed and just as valuable is Keegan Murray. The rookie is an elite scorer, and he's going to have to shoot great in these playoffs, especially when Fox or even Monk starts to get double-teamed. But not only does he need to shoot great, but he needs to play good defense along with creating some shots for himself here and there. Overall, we think he's more than capable of filling that role. He's a naturally calm and composed player, and that goes a long way in the postseason. And for Harrison Barnes and Kevin Huerter, they'll need to step up big offensively. They're good shooters, and they have the ability to create and get downhill at a solid rate. All in all, the Kings have a solid chance of getting to the finals. It would require everyone listed here on this video to not only play their role, but play it extremely well. They just can't rely on Fox to get them there, because while he is a star, he isn't a prime LeBron, Giannis, or Kawhi who could carry their teams on their backs. But what do you think? Will Fox and Monk, along with Sabonis, make their first finals appearance this season? Let us know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.